What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees, and today I wanted to talk about the myth themes that we're going to get for Ethereal. And the one that we have already, I'm going to show to you guys a little bit later in the video, and then I just kind of want to go over some ideas of what I expect or kind of what I think about hearing for the music for the other themes for the pre-alpha myths themselves. But before we get into that, I wanted to have you guys take a look at this image once more. And just another thing, tomorrow's video will be about whatever this image is and what I think it will belong to, with some evidence towards that end. But I really want to hear what you guys think that this might be, and it's an ability of some kind for the game. Like I said before, I originally was on the train of this being a Malaya ability, and her being selected is kind of a little hint toward that end. Not that I had any idea what it did or anything like that, but I don't think that's the case anymore, and I'm not going to get into what I think it is quite yet, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So send it to your friends, get them in on it, leave all the comments below, and then I will go over all the things that you guys submit in tomorrow's video, as well as my current theory as to why I think this is what I do. But before we get into the Dante theme that I have for you guys today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about how we were able to get the Dante theme. So if you don't know, there's a podcast called Enter the Ether that Mangoose and myself are both in. And a couple weeks back, we had UG Dark on the podcast, and he talked about the music of Ethereal and gave us the reveal for Dante's theme. And Mangoose and I were blown away. We didn't know it was coming. But that aside, it got me thinking about what the other myths in the pre-alpha's themes might sound like, just based off of what we know and their aesthetic. So I kind of want to go over that real quick with you. So first up, we have Iran. Iran's theme to me is gotta be chaotic and kind of have like a destruction feel to it, that just feels like he is the war machine that he was created to be in a theme. And I don't know quite what sounds that would be, but I feel like you would know it when you hear it. So that's just kind of what I would like to see for Iran in particular. Then we have Leah, who Leah's theme has got to be nature-based. It's got to be a lot of, like, in my mind, soothing, calming sounds that you'd hear if you sat out in the forest alone. Just the sounds that you'd hear of trees rustling and leaves blowing in the breeze. And just those noises with a Leah tie-in somehow. I'm not sure how they would do that necessarily. Or even just animal noises. I mean, she's got very parrot-like feathers for her wings, so you could throw in some animals like that. But I'd love to see that for Leah. And then Malaya. Malaya is probably the hardest one for me, because I can't pin down like a specific theme for her that I would say, like Leah's very clearly nature. Iran's very clearly destructive, chaotic. And Malaya, I feel like with her backstory, chaotic would also be a very good theme for her. But based on this image, makes me think that you can get some like fiery elements into Malaya's theme in order to kind of encompass that. Though we really don't know anything about Malaya and her abilities necessarily to tie into a theme, nor her voice lines. Now that I think about it, we have Malaya's voice lines, but they don't really give too much info as well. Marina, I feel like, is a fairly straightforward one. You have to have some kind of like watery, bubbly theme to her, as well as capture the essence of being underwater and all of those things, which I feel like they could definitely do for Marina. Noxus, you have to get some kind of light motif going on, of just kind of angelic almost, where it's just very light and pure and freeing to listen to. I am sorry that I'm going to use this word to describe it, but kind of an ethereal feeling to the music itself, I feel like could really pair well with Noxus and her whole light aesthetic. And then for Talos, I feel like Talos, based on his backstory and that he used to be kind of like a well-renowned hero, you could easily do the triumphant like heroes theme and have him that he's just felled the beast, right? And like that's his his triumphant theme of standing there all proud, wielding his axe, right, could be a very cool thing to do that wouldn't overhype the myth itself, because that's kind of his backstory and how that all works. And I feel like that'd be, again, something very simple that they could do for his myth theme. But we're going to go into Dante's theme. I also want to let you guys know that at the same time that this video goes up, I'm going to be posting a video that is just Dante's theme. So if you guys want to just have a place that you can listen to it on loop, then I will also have that on my video or on my channel. You guys can go to that. I won't talk at all on it. I won't do anything on it. It's just going to be the audio and some images of Dante going back and forth throughout it. But I'll see you guys in just a second.
Done it now. Diplomacy, Dante style. Dante style.
So, what'd you think? No, so I mean, I just listened to it again myself, even though I've heard it 500 times at this point. And I just kind of wanted to share what my thoughts were about Dante's theme that I enjoy a lot. There are always going to be things that I would change just from personal taste, but that's not what's important, because I enjoy it overall, and I think that it's very well done. The things that kind of stuck out to me are that it feels very confident and like lighthearted almost, and it has wit to it in the music itself, partly because of the voice lines being interjected in there, but just the way it feels like it feels like it's a question and answer kind of give and take throughout the whole thing that I love about it. But I think the most important thing to me is that it feels like Dante made this to video of himself and kind of to show how good he thinks he is. So he made this himself to kind of boast about himself. And I feel like that's the most Dante thing about it. And overall, I think this is very fitting to Dante's character. And it makes me extremely excited to see what the other themes pose and do heading into the future. I think the main thing that I would say more toward UG than anyone is I really hope that not all of the themes have the voice lines mixed in. I feel like for Dante, it worked really well, and that there are a couple other myths that it could also work really well with. but not all of them. I don't think that they need to speak throughout, because I feel like it's very easy to fall into the trap of a gameplay montage music more so than a character's theme. But otherwise, I love it. I think it's great. I can't wait to hear the rest. Remember, guys, I'm going to have a whole separate video that's just the audio if you want to keep listening to it, because I certainly have been and will be going into the future. But that's all I had for the theme video today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Please hit subscribe, like, and comment down below what you think of the theme and what you'd think the themes for other myths might sound like as well. And right after this, we'll have 2 video cards popping up, one with a playlist of all the ethereal content that I've done so far. The other one's a video recommended for you by YouTube. And then if you see my icon, click that, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.